incredible businesses in terms of growth were at war with each other. And one put the other out of business intentionally. Now, maybe there's nothing wrong with that. Maybe there's nothing wrong with love and war. But Binance is a massive, unregulated global monopoly now. They put FTX out of business.
On December 14, Kevin O'Leary sat in front of the Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs. He was asked for his opinion on crypto regulation and FTX collapse. In that meeting, very interestingly, he mostly put the blame for FTX's collapse on Binance and its CEO CZ. This was a surprise for many. Binance was a competitor of FTX, but why blame Binance for FTX collapse? Is there any legitimacy on putting the blame on Binance or CZ? According to Kevin, Binance was a 20% owner of FTX, and they were not compliant with information from different jurisdictions and geographical locations for FTX to get licenses for the crypto business. As a result, Sam Bankman-Fried, the former FTX CEO, had to repurchase Binance's share of FTX, saying their business philosophy does not align. This transaction happened almost 2 years ago. Another reason O'Leary points his finger at CZ is that, a week before FTX's collapse, CZ tweeted Binance will block sell $500 million worth of FTT, the FTX token. In Kevin's opinion, such public announcement was designed to push the FTT price down and cause panic to the investors. Ultimately, FTX investor did panic and tried to withdraw assets from FTX in droves, which caused the exchange to collapse. But is it really Binance's fault? Does it mean CZ orchestrated this collapse? Before we talk about Binance or CZ, let's first look at what FTX did. By now, it's not a secret anymore. FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried, Alameda Research CEO Caroline Ellison, and FTX CTO Gary Wang defrauded the FTX investors by funneling their funds to Alameda Research. Alameda is FTX's sister hedge fund that used this unlimited fund from FTX investors for the proprietary trading. And to do this, they used their own token FTT as collateral. In other words, they used their own made-up asset to inflate their valuation and give themselves unlimited loans and money to play with. All of them admitted at different occasions that they were careless about the trading they made. Caroline Ellison said, having a stop loss during a trade is a bad trading strategy. FTX's new CEO John Ray told Congress that during their operation, FTX was extremely careless with customer funds. They did not have proper records. And it was surprising to him that for a $32 billion company, FTX was using QuickBooks to manage their finances. 6 days before the FTX collapse, CoinDesk reported a leaked balance sheet, highlighting FTX's dependence on its FTT token. 2 days after that, the CEO of the world's largest crypto exchange, and the main competitor to FTX, Binance, announced on Twitter that Binance would liquidate its holdings in FTT due to, quote, recent revelations. CZ has been vocal about the lessons FTX collapse taught everyone. The first one is, never use a token you created as collateral. This is exactly what FTX was doing. FTX used their own token FTT as their collateral. Once this inside information was leaked, Binance decided to liquidate its holding in FTT. One can argue, if Binance didn't announce the selling of FTT publicly, the price of FTT might have been stable, investors would not have withdrawn all their assets, and FTX might have not collapsed. But, does it make FTX's use of their own token as collateral appropriate? Should one focus on Binance's announcement of selling FTT? Or the fact that FTX was misusing their made-up token in the first place? The second lesson CZ mentioned is, don't borrow if you run a crypto business and have a large reserve. It is obvious now that FTX wasn't doing either of them. They were using their customer fund to trade in Alameda Research, without any regard for their customers' consent, or any concern about their investment. The FTX investors did not know that their money is being funneled out through a backdoor to Alameda Research. When a crypto business is run like this, is it a surprise that it collapsed? Does the problem lies with its own mismanagement, or is it justified to blame its fall on its business competitor? Crypto industry is an unregulated space, and it is a cutthroat business. When it was almost clear that FTX will go bankrupt, Binance and CZ announced they would bail out FTX. However, according to Binance, after reviewing FTX's finance, they decided against it. Is it possible that SBF and Kevin O'Leary, who invested millions of dollars in FTX, is unhappy because CZ backed out of the bailout deal, and they lost their business and money? A lot happened behind the scene. We may never know the full extent of it. But when we can see the real reason why FTX failed, should there still be any reason to shift blame to Binance or CZ?